Hey guys and girls, welcome to your first math video. And this video is going to be on using multiples. So we reviewed multiples in class today, but I'm going to review them again for you. So just say a question asks you to list the first 5 multiples of each number. And just say 2 was the first number. So to list multiples of 2, you would literally just count up by 2. That's one way. So you'd go 2 and 4, 6, 8, 10, and that's 5 there. 5 multiples. Or the other way to do it is you start with the first number, and then the first number is literally 2 times 1 is 2. And to get the next number, you just go 2 times 2 equals 4. And then again, you start with 2, and you go 2 times 3, and then 2 times 4, 2 times 5, etc. So if you wanted to find multiples of 3, for example, you could do the same thing. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, or you could do 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 4 is 12, 3 times 5 is 15. Excuse me. Let's do multiples of 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And again, the other way is to go 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10, 5 times 3 is 15, 5 times 4 is 20, and 5 times 5 is 25. Okay, so the next step would be to, once you're listing these multiples, to find common multiples. So just say we were going to use 4 and 8. Here's 4, and there's 8. Let's pick the first maybe 6 multiples for each particular number. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. That's for 4. And now for 8, we'll do the same. Okay, and I just continue them for you. So 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, and 48. Again, we could have achieved this by, if you're starting with 4 here, you can increase by 4, 4, 8, 12, keep adding 4 each time, or you can go 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 3 is 12, etc. Same for 8. So now that we have all the multiples of 4 and all the multiples of 8, now we have to find the common multiples. So what do each of these sets of numbers have in common? Where are they the same? So you start at 4, and you go up and you see, okay, so 8 is a common multiple, right, between the two. Keep going over. 16 also is common. And 24 is also common. So the common multiples are 8, so you just list them after all these sets of numbers, 8, 16, and 24. Now, when the question asks you, what is the LCM? The LCM stands for lowest common multiple. And the lowest common out of these 3 here, out of 8, 16, 24, lowest means the least, the smallest number, and that smallest number is 8. So the LCM, or the lowest common multiple, is 8. Let's do another example. Let's find the LCM of 3 and 5. 3 and 5. So we're finding the lowest common multiple of 3 and 5. Let's start listing the multiples now. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Let's go up to 24. Okay, so those are the multiples of 3. And let's do 5 now. Choose a different color so it's not so confusing. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go to 8. Okay, so now you look at each set of numbers and you see, all right, so where are these common multiples? And now in a lot of questions, you might need to increase the number of multiples that you list just to get more common multiples. So if you look here between the two sets of numbers, between 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, and 24, and then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, there are really there's only one common multiple so far, and that's 15. But if we were to continue and list more multiples, we would actually have more common multiples, the more multiples that you list. But for now, in just the ones that we listed, the lowest common multiple, so the only common multiple right now is 15, and so that obviously is the least or the lowest common multiple there. Now, one question that, would be good to address is, why do we need multiples right now? Like, how would that kind of pertain to our everyday life or to the real world? One example would be just pretend that you are hosting a basketball tournament, and at the tournament, you sell food. And so just pretend that veggie dogs are being sold. Of course, not real hot dogs. And just say that everybody wanted all these veggie dogs. We sold 100 last year at the last tournament, and we need to know, well, how many packages should we buy then? So just say we go to the store, and the veggie dogs come in packages of 12. Okay, so in one package, there are 12 veggie dogs. And then we look at the buns, and in one package, there are 8 buns. Well, we need to know how many packages of each do we buy if we think that we're going to sell 100. So think about what we might have to do. One way to achieve this is to use multiples. So if you go to the store and each package has 12 in them, you could literally just list the multiples of 12 until you reach 100. Okay, and I just listed them for you. If you did the multiples of 12, eventually you would get up to 108. And so then you look back, and if each of these are a package, how many packages do we need? Well, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we would need 9 packages. I'm going to do PKGS packages for the veggie dogs. And then we would literally do the same thing for the buns. You would do multiples of 8 until you reached 100. Okay, and I could just continue them for you. So eventually, when we counted up by multiples of 8, eventually I reached 104, which is around 100. So it's not going to be exactly 100. It's going to be around there, but we have to go over 100. And then again, if each one of these is a package of buns, because each one is a package of 8, we count up how many we need. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So for the buns, we would need 13 packages. Okay, so for every video that I make, there is always a key question at the end that will allow me to know whether you understood the lesson or not. And again, it's okay if you don't, but what I would suggest is watch this video over and over again as many times as it takes for you to understand this concept. And if it's 7 times, No problem. That's even better. That's going to sink in even more with you. So this is the key question. So at this time, I don't know if Google Classroom is going to be up and running or if I'm just going to post this to my blog or perhaps YouTube. So I would say just for tonight, write the answer to this question on a piece of paper, or in your math notebook. Either or is fine. And then you're going to hand it in to me. So actually, you know what? Let's do it on a piece of paper, and that way I could just collect it and you don't have to use your math notebooks. So answer this question on a piece of paper with your name, with the date, with the lesson title, which is the using multiples. So the question is, make a list of multiples and write three common multiples for each pair of numbers, and what is the LCM, the lowest common multiple. So again, I did this example already in the video. So basically you're going to do this for 12 and 18. So if you're not sure what to do, go back, watch the video again, see my other example, because I did 4 and 8, and I think I did 3 and 5 as well. So watch it again if you need to, and please do the key question and be ready to hand it in first thing tomorrow morning. Thanks, guys. Have a great night. So because the veggie dogs are in packages of 12, we're going to do multiples of 12. And basically, again, you can count up by 12. You can go 12 and 24 and 36, etc. Or you can do 12 times 1 is 12, 12 times 2 is 24, 12 times 3 is 36, and you can keep going. 12 times 4 is 48, 12 times 5 is 60, and then you would keep going. Now, because we're expecting to sell about 100 of these veggie dogs, you're going to have to keep extending this until you reach 100. So again, we'll do the next one after 60, 72, then 84, then 96. Now we're close to 100, but we need to kind of go farther than 100. And so the next one would be 108. So again, to review, I keep adding 12, or I keep multiplying 12 by the next number in the consecutive order. So 12 times 1, 12 times 2, 12 times 3, 12 times 4, etc. So now we've gone to around 100, okay? We're at 108. So now we've found that we have to now see, well, how many packages? If this is each a package, so this is a package here of 12, this is a package here, this is a package here. I keep circling all of the packages. We now count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 packages that we need to buy of the veggie dogs. Well, let's see how many veggie dog buns we need. So again, they were in a bag of 8. So the first bag, 8. Next is 16. So I just continued, just to save a little bit of time, I've continued the pattern of counting up by 8 or multiplying by the next number. 8 times 1, 8 times 2, 8 times 3. I've gone up to 88. I don't have enough room, so I'm going to continue on the next page.